Hello! Thank you so much for stopping on my video. My name is Becky and this is BecxReadz. I post videos every 5 days, and if I can manage, I will squeeze some in between. And today I have my very first bookstore adventure vlog of 2023. These are some of my favorite videos to film because I get to go to various bookstores around the country and share with you guys their layouts and the books that I get from them and just tell you my thoughts on them as a business overall. My friend Yami was here spending Christmas with my sister and I, and before she left, we thought we would stop at some bookstores. So I visited 5 bookstores in one day. Most of these bookstores are in New Jersey, and then one is in Philadelphia. But before I get into sharing with you the bookstores and the books that I got at each of them, would you do me a favor and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already? It would really help my channel grow. Thank you. The first bookstore that we stopped at is Labryinth Books in Princeton, New Jersey. This isn't too far from me. I live in Trenton. One of the times I was visiting my sister, I thought that we had gone here. So I was like, oh yeah, I've been here. But turns out, no, I haven't. I walked in, I was like, yeah, no, this looks nothing at all familiar to me. So here is some footage of me exploring Labryinth Books.
Lately, I've been lying to myself. No, I need to get some help. Hoping you could save me, baby. Put our pictures on the shelf. Swore I'm over you, oh well, it's not that easy. Waking up in this place all alone. Staying up night and day on the phone. I need me to be whole again. Thought you were the piece missing from left. You're not the one, no, no. You're not the one, no, no, no. I'm moving on, admitting we're done. That's what you got me thinking lately. What you got me thinking. What you got me thinking. What you got me thinking. Lately, I've been trying to fix the mess, get myself up out of bed, but I'm feeling empty. Maybe I need to try something else, get you out of my head. You can't save me. Waking up in this place all alone. Staying up night and day on the phone. You're not the one, no, no. You're not the one, no, no, no. I'm moving on, admitting we're done. That's what you got me thinking lately. It's been harder for me now.
Do you have like a designated romance section?
Yeah, we have some romance books mixed in with just general fiction.
As you can see, Labryinth Books is a pretty large bookstore. They have a huge selection and different genres to choose from. They have 2 floors. The top floor is like the main floor, and then the bottom floor is dedicated more to older classic books, and they have a setup down there for author events. The staff wasn't very welcoming. Like, nobody welcomed me when I walked in the store. They were somewhat helpful when I had questions. They answered them. My biggest complaint about the store is there is no designated romance section, which I thought there would be because of the size of the store, but all their romance is shelved in their general fiction area, which was kind of a bummer because I like to go into bookstores and find things that I don't typically hear about. Like, I let bookstores tell me what to buy. I don't go into a bookstore and like search for things typically unless I'm going into Barnes & Noble. And so I like going into bookstores, and I like going to the romance section and finding a book that I know is specifically romance that I haven't heard about. And so that's why I like it when bookstores have designated romance sections, because I know if I pick a book from that section, it's guaranteed to have a main focus romance in it and not just like a general fiction with a little bit of romance in it. And so that's why I hate when bookstores shelve their romances with the general fiction, because if I go in there and I'm looking through books, if I'm not familiar with that book, and sometimes synopses are very vague, how do I know that what I'm getting is a true romance or just a general fiction, you know? So that was one of the drawbacks of this store. The only book that I bought there was a middle grade, and it is The Monsters of Rookhaven. I've never heard of this book, hence why I wanted to buy it, but I saw it on one of their displays, and at first I thought it said The Monsters of Bookhaven, and that's what caught my eye, but then, you know, I realized it said Rookhaven. I knew nothing about this book. It's apparently about a family of monsters, and it's got some really cute illustrations in it. If I can find one, I will show you. I like books with illustrations because I'm a big kid, so I got that one. I also did get a tote bag from their store. One side just says Labryinth, and the other side says Princeton, and it's black, which is great because I don't own a lot of black tote bags, so that'll add some color to my tote bag wall. The next bookstore that we visited isn't too far from Princeton. It is in Hopewell, New Jersey, and it is called The Bear and the Books. I had no idea what this bookstore was. I just found it with a quick Google search of nearby bookstores. So here's some footage of me exploring that bookstore. Very small bookstore. It is also a niche bookstore. They offer children and middle grade with a very small selection of like young adult books. So you're not going to find any adult books in here. You're not going to find any romance books in here, things like that. So I can't really dock it for having no romance section because this is a niche bookstore that focuses on younger readers, which I had no idea that's what it was. But me, I read middle grade, I read young adult, and I do read children's picture books, so I was able to find something here. The bookseller was very inviting. She welcomed us right when we walked in the door. The place is really cute and cozy. She was very helpful when I asked her for some book suggestions. She walked around the store and she tried to find some. It's got a cute little reading nook area for children, and I think if you have kids or you're somebody who enjoys middle grade children's books or even young adult books, this would be a great place to go because it does specifically focus on that genre. I did pick up 2 books while I was here. The first is Beyond the Bright Sea by Lauren Wolk. This is actually one that I've had on my TBR for a while. I really enjoyed Lauren Wolk's other book, Echo Mountain. It was one of my favorites from like a year ago, 2 years ago or something. So this has been one that has been on my radar and I found it there. And then the other one I just picked up off of like a cover buy, and it is 1,000 Nights. I love this cover. It's so pretty. I did not read the synopsis before I bought it, but when I got home, I read it and I'm thinking, you know, that sounds like a retelling of 1,001 Nights. And then I was like, duh, Becky, the title, it's called 1,000 Nights. Yes, that's exactly what it is. So I have no idea what this is. It's pretty short. I believe this is a young adult. So I'm willing to give it a try. She did not have any tote bags there, which was a bummer. The next bookstore that we visited is Second Time Books, and this is in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. So I will insert that footage here.
It's midnight, we're going all night. Can you pass a drink to get the vibe right? Don't feel like having a Bud Light. How's tequila with some salt and lime? Oh my, am I alright? Thanks for asking, doing just fine. Can I say that you're looking real nice? We'll love to chat right now before I get high. When you gaze into my eyes, I feel like I'm on cloud 9. You bang harder than 4th of July. I think I can go all night, yeah. The way you bite your lips, blush and smile you give, you're just so stunning. I've been feeling nothing lately when without you. I know that something special made me about you, about you, 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 about you, 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 Arthur Unit, Marshall Summit, Liddy Titty, hella tipsy, feeling dizzy, gone already, getting cross, drinking Henny, pour one on the rocks. Crazy but not like CeeLo, take a foul shot and call it a free throw. Party foul, help her out, grab a towel. But they cheered to the governor, while the beer was a lover. Trust we ain't no amateurs now. We got the
So this is a used bookstore that offers buy, sell, and trade. They have a good selection, a really good selection of like older classic sci-fi books and popular sci-fi books. The footage where I was going through the shelves, that is all pretty much sci-fi and fantasy. They offer a lot of nonfiction selection as well. It's very cute. The outside is so cute. It looks like a little log cabin or a little like farmhouse cabin type thing. It's very clean. It's well organized. The books are in pretty good condition. So if you are a sci-fi person or a fantasy person or a nonfiction person, this would definitely be the place to go for you. They have a small-ish children's/middle grade section as well. It's not a very big section, but it's there. No romance section once again. And when I asked the man, do you have any romance books? He said, and I quote, "No, we don't sell those here." Almost in that tone. And I was like, well, that's sad. No, you're a used bookstore. Romance is a very popular genre. You could at least have a small section, but I guess romance isn't their thing. But I did find a book there. It took me a while because I did want to find a book there to buy, and the only one that I found was "And the Ocean Was Our Sky" by Patrick Ness. The title and the cover is what drew me in because it has a pirate ship on it. I'm all about sea settings and piratey stories. This is a very beautiful book though. It is illustrated, which is very pretty. A lot of the books in their shop do come with this protective, like almost like the library slips that you get on books, which I think is nice. It keeps the book in better condition. It's also got a very beautiful naked hardcover. My receipt fell out. So that is the one book that I got there. But they did have a tote bag, which I got. Second Tide Books. It's not a very good quality tote bag. It feels very cheap. It did cost me $3, and when I asked the guy, do you have a tote bag with your logo on it? He said, yeah, for $3. Pretty much in that same tone. And I was like, okay, I would like one, please. My sister loved this bookstore. Out of all the bookstores we visited, she said she would go back to this one. I did not experience that same thing. I do not think I would go back here. No one welcomed me when I walked in the store. No one asked if they could help me. And when I did ask questions, the responses I got were very terse and did not give me a very welcoming feeling. But you know, check it out. If you're in the area and you like books, you might find something. The next bookstore we visited isn't too far from Second Time Books. It is Inkwood Books in Haddonfield, New Jersey. So here is some footage of that.
Deep within, here we go. But somehow I'm caught in the middle. Is this the end before we've even begun? Should I work against the flow? A drop in the ocean so endless, reaching for our moments miles above. I just need one. Diving in to all this endless space, falling stars, but still I see you. Sweet escape, a lovely start.
Oh my god, would you look at that? A romance section.
Swimming in this deep, deep blue. breath, looking up. Life moves in waves that keeps changing. Catch a glimpse of what was you and me. It's gone again, sinking in.
This is an indie bookstore that focuses on new books, which is more my jam. I walked in and I was like, yes, I like this place already. It sells new books. It's very clean. It's very bright. They have a good selection of books to choose from varying genres. And give them a round of applause. They had a designated romance section. It was very, very small. Literally what I showed in the video, that was the romance section. 2 shelves, I believe, and they were all the cartoon cover romances. But props where props are due. Thank you for having a designated romance section. They also had a cute little reading nook where you could sit and read. Their children's section was very cute. They also sold things other than books, so I think it's a good place for like gift buying and things like that. The staff wasn't overly welcoming. Like, I walked in and they didn't like, hi, welcome to the store, whatever. No one asked if they could help me with anything or anything like that. But when I checked out, they seemed nice enough people. They are also right next to a cute little coffee shop, so you can get your book, get your coffee, sit and enjoy. And I did find 2 books there. The first is Woman of Light, which is one of the books that I mentioned in the video I did where I went through all my 2022 releases and said if I was still interested in them or not, and this was one that I was still interested in. I believe the main character is a native character, and I think it has some like magical realism, speculative fiction in it, and I love this cover because it's sunset vibes, so I got that. And then because they had a designated romance section and I just wanted to support that effort, despite the fact that all they had are cartoon cover romances, and I loathe cartoon cover romances. Like, you know how some people are with the word moist, where they just can't stand to hear it? I am like that with cartoon covers. I cannot stand to look at them. They throw me into this visceral rage looking at them. Like, I have a severe, deep intolerance for cartoon romance covers. It's just a thing with me. I do not like them at all. So I never buy them because I'm like, I'm not supporting this trend. I want this trend to die because I hate this. I hate this with a passion. And I know there are people who absolutely love these covers. And to you, good on you. You support it all you want. Some of the synopses sound like things I would really enjoy in romances, but I just can't get past the cover. I have a problem. This is like, I could rant about this all day long. I hate these book covers. But I made an exception after going to 3 previous bookstores and them not having a designated romance section, that I was like, you know what? I'm gonna support their effort. So I got The Boy with the Bookstore. I've never heard of this book. I know nothing about it. I'm assuming the guy has a bookstore. That's it. But that's what I love about going into bookstores that have a designated romance section. I love to find a romance that I've never seen before. And I made an exception to this hideous cartoon cover. I hate this cover. It's ugly. I don't even want to look at it. I don't know when I will ever read it because this cover just does not make me want to read anything. I hate this cover with a passion. So that's that. Those are the 2 books I bought, and they did not have a tote bag with their logo on it. The next bookstore we stopped at was Ida's Bookshop, which wasn't too far from Haddonville. It is in Collingswood, New Jersey, and here is some footage of that. this is another niche bookstore. They focus on selling books written by women authors and authors of color, which I thought was really interesting. The bookseller there, we walked in, she greeted us, she pointed out where different things were, and she was like, if you have any questions, let me know. So that was very nice. The store itself is a pretty small store. I didn't feel like a lot of organization to the things there. Like, there weren't any like sections of like, this is this genre, this is this genre, and so forth. They were just set up in different displays. I felt like they had a good selection of fiction and nonfiction. They also have a space in the back for like $5 used books that they probably get donated. I felt like they could clean that area up a little bit and display those books a little bit better, but I do think this is a relatively new bookstore, so maybe they just haven't gotten there yet. But that's definitely something that I think they could work on, is organizing that a little bit better. They have a very small children's room with children's and middle grade books in there as well. Overall, I really think this is a great bookstore to visit if you're in this area and you like supporting indie bookstores and you're looking for something that's a little bit different. And I did find a book there. I picked up a hardback of Kennedy Ryan's Before I Let Go, and just look at this packaging. This bookseller packaged this like this. I paid for it and she's up there tying this bow around it. She included a candy cane. So that was just a cute little detail, and I haven't even opened this book to see like what the inside looks like or anything, because I just wanted to share the packaging of it. It's just a plain, oh, she did give me a bookmark though. They did not have a tote bag with their logo on it, so I did not get that, but yes, this is the book that I picked up there, and I think if you're in this area, you should definitely stop in and check it out, because it is a very eclectic, unique bookstore. And the one bookstore that is not in New Jersey, we stopped at the Big Blue Marble Bookshop in Philadelphia. So here's some footage of that.
Feels like love, Cupid made a shot straight into my heart. Now I'm falling fast and my world's expanding. Feels like love, even though we're kinda nervous. Together we'll be strong. I don't know for sure, all I know. Didn't know what hit me when we started. I was shaking electric, trying to stay calm and collected. On that summer afternoon, you were shining like a gem in the sunlight. We were out until midnight, yeah. You said, do you wanna go out sometime? I said, girl, you're in my mind. Oh, yeah. Then came the rush of butterflies, trembling and building up from deep inside. Feels like love, Cupid made a shot straight into my heart. Now I'm falling fast and my world's expanding. Feels like love, even though we're kinda nervous. Together we'll be strong. I don't know for sure, all I know. This feels like the sweetest breath of air. Oh yeah, it's amazing. At the same time, how you take my breath away. Oh yeah, can't explain. Ooh. You said, do you wanna go out sometime? You don't.
This is probably my favorite stop on this bookstore adventure tour. I loved this little bookstore. It is in such a cute little neighborhood with like a bunch of different shops that you can go in. We walked in the store and the bookseller was very inviting. She welcomed us. She said if we had any questions to ask her. The bookstore itself is very cute. It's a smaller one. They have a good selection of books to choose from across varying genres. They have newer books. They have a children's area with some like reading nook areas. They also have a second floor that is just like a reading space. They have couches up there and tables where they serve tea and like cookies. And I'm assuming maybe some author events happen up there as well, which I thought was really cute. If I had more time and I lived in that area, I would definitely go there and just utilize their like little reading area to sit and chill and read a book. I did ask the bookseller for recommendations, so she was very helpful in that sense. But once again, no designated romance section. All their romance books were shelved with the general fiction. But she did recommend One Italian Summer to me. I have read In 5 Years by this author, and it was okay. This is not a romance book that I know of. I'm thinking it's more a mother-daughter relationship story. The cover, she was like, it's kind of cartoony. I'm like, but there's no people on it. And so as long as there's no people on it, I'm good. It's the cartoon people that annoy me the most. It really is. So I thought I would give this a try simply because she took time to recommend it for me. Then I picked up Foundry Side, which is a book that I picked up when I was in Labryinth as well, but I put it back. So when I saw this at Big Blue Marble, I thought, you know what, I'm not going to pass up a chance to buy this book again because I keep picking it up at various bookstores and just never buying it. So I got that. Again, no tote bag that they had with their logo on it, but she did give me a magnet with the Big Blue Marble Bookshop logo, so got that. Let me know if you've visited any of these bookstores, or if you are in this area, would you ever want to stop at any of these bookstores? And those are the books that I ended up with on this Bookshop adventure vlog. My wallet was a screaming, but she's going on a ban for 2 months, so I had to stock up on books. So thank you guys so much for spending time with me and exploring these bookstores with me. If you are still here, please leave the shopping bag emoji. And until my next video, have a great day, read some great books, and I will talk to you later. Bye.